Isreal and Prophet, they want to try to clear their name for internet. May not be like say man, one person they lose follower and the other person they gain follower, or the other person they gain follower and another person they lose follower. Now remember say Maureen bring one audio come out where be say Prof X and Isreal when they communicate on how they want to collect money. Now don't want to come make Maureen come talk say these people and they be 419 or they are scammers. Wanna beware of them. They not they look for any picking. The thing can't really confuse us. Say, Maureen, you sure so you know what they talk. But one thing why I take the respect Maureen, I be say anything where she bring come out saying, in fact, if you look at where it might not make sense at the beginning, but later you can say which she drop, it makes sense. You know why? Because Maureen get that spirit of understanding person very well, and she's always very accurate. However, that one not mean say she herself not still get her own flaws, though, right? So more get that one very straight. So after this whole thing come be like this, we can't dey imagine say, wetin Isreal dey do for this whole matter. But later, we can't dey try to understand. Say, remember the first video where I drop, where Isreal come talk say he wan open Prof X nyash. But he come talk say Prof X dey narrate am in a very bad way. Say man, he be bad person. In dey lean on am. But Isreal come debunk the story. Say actually, na in dey feed Prof X. Say na him show Prof X how to make money. Now because of this one, when Prof X come test fame, say internet is sweet oh. Now there he can't use Root story because he know say Root story they really emotive because say she be a physically challenged woman. A lot of people will buy into that story, and that was why he went to look for her when he hear about her through Reconnecting platform. He can't go look for her. They can't devise a means of extracting more views from this story, or in the name that he was looking for Ruth Matthew's child. Then he can't find out who he want use. He can't say now Doris Ogalla will be the best. Because from his story, he talks say he don't even know Doris Ogalla before Ruth Matthew case. And according to him, he say he know say Chioma they work for this charlatan. And the main reason why he be say he carry Chioma close and take every other person away or apart was because say Chioma go sponsor everything, including money or anything we be say it has to do with the case. He knows say Chioma go sponsor am. In fact, Chioma go sponsor everything without asking any question. So if not, if for no use Chioma. But he could let us they know say he dey use Chioma because say Chioma go lead them in finding that child. How Chioma want to lead you in finding that child? Because say you know say person they work for charlatan. At the same time, that person will lead you in finding that child. Say because you go to get information from the person mouth. How possible is that? All those audio wey him come dey release say Chioma fall in love with am. Chioma dey tell am all the secret to do all damage control. Every plan wey Chioma dey get concerning Root matter, he don already get everything and recorded. But one thing he failed to analyze is this, that Chioma was actually doing all these things to bar him and to clean all records. And he not gonna let us know say, well, he really buy into this idea, and that is why he's not posting Apostles' pictures and his stories on the internet. Remember say every evidence wey he don't bring forth now the one wey be say he favor am and he disfavor another person, all to show to the world that he is a good person, but actually is not. Among these three people, Prof X, Isreal, and Doris Ogalla, who is telling us the truth? Who is confusing us? I know he's not confusing us. To me, in this analysis, is that three of them, they are birds of the same feather. One, Prof X not build all these things from the very beginning on truth, because he know who Chioma Johnson be, say an actress. She be Doris Ogalla. How difficult is that? You've chatted on her on video call. You've seen the audio that was released when she was with Matthews in the hotel. You know that you get that video. So why you not fit detect say she be the same person? So you build everything on lies from the genesis. Now on the other part of Isreal, why did it take you so long for you to come and confirm who Prof X really is to the world? Why you allow Nigerians believe so much on him, then later on you can let us they know say Prof X not dey look for any picking. Una audio conversation show say 12 una dey catch out, and 12 una get wetin una dey up to. Doris Ogalla na the victim here. After 12 una don't use the money to catch out, then 12 una wan come dey rub on herself for the internet. Now what for now? And people, this one at Bod TV. This is not the very first time when they come here, but don't forget to subscribe, make you hit that notification bell for more uploads. Now do it. Thank you.
Gentleman by the name of Prof X. There's a gentleman by the name of Prof X. I'm sure some of you know him online, especially the Nigerian community. That is why I'm saying this video is directly directed to the Nigerian community. So there is a gentleman by the name of Prof X. Prof X and myself, we've been friends for probably close to 15 years or more. I met Prof X some years ago back in Zimbabwe when I was still at school and he was still at school, and we became friends from back then. He used to help me with a lot of things in terms of, he gave me some of his books to read and whatnot and whatnot. So that was it back in those days, many, many years ago, before none of us, you know, started anything. So years later, we reconnected when Prof X was in university. We reconnected again, and then when we reconnected, I took Prof X to come and stay together with me. Now, all this I'm saying right here is just to prepare the ground and prepare just a platform so that we can have a basis of our conversation moving forward. I took Prof X to come and stay with me back in Zimbabwe in Harare. And when he came to stay with me, at the time he was still a student and I was already in ministry. I had already started ministry. I was already ministering. I brought him in to come and stay with me. And from that day up until 2021 February, there has never been a day that Prof X has ever paid for anything, not even just a single thing that he has ever paid for, because it was all me who's been doing everything in terms of taking care of him, buying everything. Whatever that you saw Prof X flaunting online, those who were following me from long back will attest to the fact that I never used to flaunt many things online. I never used to post a lot of things. I saw some other people coming here to say that Prof X scammed them because of he was saying that he's doing Forex and flashing cars online and everything. If we take it back to probably 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, I brought Prof X to South Africa in the year 2015. That's when I brought him to South Africa to come and stay with me as my friend. And when I brought him to South Africa, he came to stay with me, and I've been that friend who's been there taking care of him. From clothes to food to bills to everything. You know, I have been the one doing that. So the reason why I'm saying this is because last year, February, after I came out of prison, not even February, but it was probably around March. Last year, around March, probably March or April, I can't remember the exact time, but it all happened last year. Prof X posted something online. And that was the time he began to talk about myself. He began to talk about me. He began to talk about Makandiwa issues and everything. So this is just a foundational conversation that I'm bringing to the attention of so many people. I cannot just come and start addressing things that are on the surface before addressing the foundation. So these are just foundational facts that I want to bring to people on the ground, okay? So here's the thing. So now, there were people who I saw sending me messages saying Prof X scammed me, Forex, what, all those things. I would like to put it on record that everything that Prof X was flaunting since the year 2021 and going back, you know, mostly it will be things that I was not able to post, things that I was not able to flaunt. And he was the one flaunting as the millionaire that he was telling people that he is, not knowing that it was all my things, you know, that I never even at any point put out there in the public. The reason why I'm giving this information, this is something I never thought I was going to come and say at any point. But so many people have come to me with so many different versions of stories that Prof X has been peddling online about myself and about himself and whatever. Look, at the end of the day, we are all human beings, we are all people. But there is no one under the sun who can ever be in a position where you know that you helped somebody as a friend, not expecting anything in return, only for that person to go. This is a friendship of probably 15 years or so. And in all those 15 years, I've been taking care of Prof X as my own friend. I introduced him to people as a brother. I introduced him to my ministry people as a brother. Introduced him to everybody as a brother. So now, last year when I came out of prison, a lot of things happened. I'm not going to dwell much on that for now, but if needs be, as time goes by, I'm going to get back to that. When I came out of prison, very vulnerable, things were not okay. I was at my lowest. And that was probably the time when I needed Prof X to now also turn around and look at the good that I've done for him in the past years. You know, the good things I've done for him in the past years, that was the point and the time when I expected him to also, you know, give me back the goodness, or pay back the goodness that I've been in his life over the past 15 years. When I was at my lowest, Prof X came online. He posted something that he posted, and he said what he said online, trying to paint a picture that I was not appreciating him for what he was doing when I was in prison, which is another story for another day. I saw that, I kept quiet. Many people started sending me messages. This happened last year. Many people send me messages, Isreal, why are you not responding? What's wrong between you and Prof X? Why don't you guys fix your things? Why don't you guys talk? You guys are friends. You guys are brothers. You guys, we know you. You've been together as brothers and as friends. I decided to keep quiet. Prof X went on a proper, what do I call it? Prof X embarked on a journey of demonizing my name on the internet. And in the process of demonizing my name on the internet, and one thing I want to appreciate him is that as he was doing all that, you know, as he was saying whatever that he was saying online, you know, in the name of exposing J. Isreal, I would like to appreciate him for that, because he actually helped me to now get the boldness to come out and begin to speak about the whole entire Makandiwa saga, which I was not ready to speak about. And I applaud him for that. I applaud him for the help that he did. It is help, in as much as he thought he was attacking me, and he thought he was exposing me. He thought he was, you know, doing all these things, saying, Isreal did this with Makandiwa. Isreal must come and do this, must come and confess, must come and apologize. Isreal is going to come. Eventually, I did that. And guess what? I kept him very close as a friend. Even as he was doing all that he was doing online, I still stayed in touch with him, because I knew that a day like this was going to come. I kept him very close as a brother. I kept him very close, not really as a brother, not really as a friend, but I kept him close because I knew a day like this was going to come. Now hear this. A lot was peddled on the internet. Isreal is this, Isreal is that. People were very worried. People who knew me and Prof X, they knew that wherever you see J. Isreal, that is where you see Prof X. And before I even continue, I would like to properly debunk the fact that this 419 journalist called Solomon went on the internet, you know, a few weeks ago to say that J. Isreal and Prof X have been in a gay relationship. You know, those are lies from the pit of hell. When you look at me, do you see anything that screams gay on me? I would like to say to this 419 journalist who are saying that I was in a gay relationship with Prof X, I was not in a gay relationship with him. This person has been my friend, a friend that I've had for the past 15 years, who decided to go on the internet last year, turn around and start demonizing my name, and in the process, he gained the popularity that he needed, he gained the popularity that he wanted, and I allowed him to do so. I did not want to respond. I never wanted to respond, and I never wanted to even come and speak about it. I'm speaking from a place of hurt, okay? And I don't want us to mix stories here. This has got nothing to do with the missing baby testimony. And I want you to know that in due time, baby testimony is going to be found and baby testimony is going to be delivered. But before we get to the issue of baby testimony, I want us to start from here. I know many people are going to be saying, oh, Jezreel, maybe he's been paid by Jeremiah or he's been paid by whoever to come and say whatever that he's saying online. I would like to put it on record. I don't even talk to Jeremiah. I don't like him like that. You know, what I stand for and what Jeremiah stands for, they are two different things. My issue that I want to address at this very moment is the fact that Prof X has peddled a lot of misconceptions about J. Israel on the internet to a point where he told people plainly that he's been sponsoring me ever since I started ministry in East London. He's been sponsoring me to even charlatans the way that I was doing, which is a lie because I have never at any point received a cent from Prof X to do anything that is ministry related. Other than that, he has been like someone I've been taking care of. You know, when I buy my clothes, when I used to go for shopping, I would go with him and say, take whatever you want. Whenever I would do whatever I do, you would be there with him and I'll be saying all those things. So now, with that being said, this is just the beginning of this whole entire conversation. I said it in a post that I posted yesterday. And in that post that I put out there yesterday, okay? In that post that I put out there yesterday, I simply said, I applaud my brother Prof X for the great work that he's doing and in trying to find the baby testimony. But the baby testimony will not be found if you are mixing truth with lies. If you want to find the baby testimony and if you want to stand for the truth, I want to help Prof X to stand for the truth the way that he is supposed to be standing for the truth. I'm not here to demonize him. I'm not here to say whatever. I'm not here to, all the demonizing that he did, I'm not going to give him, I'm not going to serve it back to him the way he served it to me. But I'm going to come from a place of love as a brother and as a friend who has been a friend to this gentleman for the past, I don't know, probably 15 years or so. I was warned by many people. I was warned by a lot of people. Even people who were part of the ministry I was leading in East London and in Devon. They warned me about Prof X and they told me, this guy one day is going to betray you. You think he's your friend, but he's not your friend, and he proved it last year. And guess what? I've been quiet. So after yesterday when I posted a post when I was saying that, I applaud him for the work that he's doing in trying to find baby testimony. I applaud him for that. I applaud him for all the things that he has been doing. But if we are to put down the emotions, put away the emotions, put away the feelings, if you put away everything, the feelings that are involved in the issue of baby testimony, you are going to come to a place of realizing that ever since Prof X got involved in the matter of baby testimony, the only thing that has managed to circulate on the internet is conspiracy theories that are based on unfounded truths. And all those conspiracy theories, they are just leading us to a place of getting more and more people involved and getting more views on the internet and getting more likes on the internet, but at the expense of finding the baby testimony. I said it again yesterday and I said, we will not find baby testimony as long as you are mixing the truth with lies. If you want the baby to be found, then you need to take a pause and take a step back. By me saying this, I am not against Ruth Matthew. I'm not against baby testimony being found and whatever. A time will even come when I will also involve myself in helping to look for the baby testimony. But before we get to that point of even helping to look for the baby testimony, let us pause a little bit and just have an introspection and have a reflection. Because you cannot mix the truth and lies and expect to stand for the truth. It is highly impossible. So to Prof X, I would like to say this. Now, I'm saying this on the internet because this is where everything has been peddled and this is where everything has been said. Many people were heartbroken when they saw that Prof X is attacking me on the internet last year. My own family were asking me, why is your friend attacking you like this and you are quiet? And many people thought it was because I'm afraid of Prof X, because maybe he has got things against me, because maybe, that is the idea that he gave to the crowd. But guess what? It has never been about being afraid of him or anything, but it has just been merely about the love that I had for him, the love that I had for him. So since he did what he did last year, I kept him very close, kept all our conversations, everything that we're talking about from the day that he did what he did up until last night. Last night, I did send him a message and I told him that, remember when you embarked on a journey to say what you were saying and I was quiet. Now it is my time to also come out and speak the way that I'm going to speak. And now it is also your turn to be a spectator and just have a feeling, of testing how a medicine that you prepare for other people feels. This has got nothing to do with baby testimony or mixing the atmosphere as many of you think. But this is about the truth.